Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Inexperienced men need to shut up and learn. Inexperienced men. Because, you know, every now and then I get some, I guess you can call them troll or whatever, who try to go against what I'm saying. A prime example is body game. Every now and then I do a body game video. I get somebody's like last time somebody was on there like, oh, this guy don't know what he's talking about. It's just face and height. It's like, first of all, dude, yeah, they paying attention to those things, but they also paying attention to the man's body, his style. He still got to open his mouth and all of that. Because when a guy says that, I already know they ain't been with any woman. Any man who's been with more than one woman that he didn't have to pay for, no, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I wish it was just that simple. Indeed, there's some tall men with handsome faces who still ain't getting no booty. But a man has to be experienced to know that. Now, I'm gonna speak for myself now. Dude, I've probably been with more, I don't care, sexually, I've probably been with more women than anybody can give their age. I don't care what age you give. If that's your age, I've been with more women. Most of the guys who go and complain. Seriously. Only extremely older guy might be like, well, maybe not. Because even then, like, okay, because I've been through the gauntlet. Been married, lived with a woman, been with a whole lot of women, just penetrated sexually. Some other women just sucked a brother's dick. Some other women might just kiss a brother. Some women, plenty of women rejected a brother, you know? And then that's just off my experience. You know, like, for example, let me do the body game thing. There's a lot of other guys, they've seen it work for themselves. But then you get some guy, they ain't seen no parts of the pussy. If you challenge them on that, they ain't honestly say that. If they were right in front of you, they ain't been with any women. They going on what they speculating on, you know? If they got that inexperience, they need to shut up and learn some game. Just shut up and learn some game, apply what they learn and see what happens. Because you get a lot of guys, they ain't applying anything. You get a lot of guys, you know, they thinking just because they got rejected, it's like, well, maybe you need to change something. Maybe you need to listen, instead of trying to argue with somebody telling you something, why don't you try it and see if it works for you? Try it first. Now, if you try it don't work for you, then you got a complaint. But you get a bunch of guys, you can tell they ain't got no play, anything. They just talking on what they heard somebody say online, which is some bullshit. Because even with what I teach, what do I always say? Go out and find out if it worked for you. I have no fear behind it. Seriously, don't just say, oh, that's what it is. Well, go out and find out. Everything I talk about, go out and find out. Like, let me use the height thing. Like some people say, oh, it's just height. Well, hold up. First of all, now I can't really get into that because I'm a little taller than average, right? So, okay. But there's you can see plenty of guys out here getting theirs and they 5'8" and under. They 5'8" and under, they still getting theirs, you know? Shit, you can go out and look. You see it all the time. And if you know how to read body language, you can tell if the woman into them or not. Shit, you see it all the time. You like some husbands and stuff with some kids. And even when somebody tries to say, well, they got money. Please. How many men really making six figures or making a lot of money? And really 6 figures is just middle class. Lower 6 figures, you gotta be making $500,000 to really be making money now. How many guys really got that? You know? See, instead of just throwing out some stuff and getting mad, why don't you apply it? Like, I'll use body game for an example again. I haven't had anybody really come back to me and say, well, I've been in the gym all this. I ain't getting no women. I ain't getting no attention. I ain't getting no choosing signals. Yeah, you like, well, you gotta learn. But see, you get some guys who are inexperienced, and the thing is, they really stuck where they at. They ain't learning. Like, let me use the height thing. A lot of guys, they feel like they ain't 6 feet. Oh, it's over and all of that. You got whole channels based on that. You don't, how you know it's over? Okay, you ain't 6 feet. 86% of the male population ain't over 6 feet. What do you do then? How is it some other guys are short stature getting played, but you're not? You need to look at yourself. Maybe you got the wrong attitude. You know, talk to some guys who, like, if you ever meet some guys or know some guys who got it like that, if you got any friends, that's a whole other issue. But say you got some friends and they ain't that height, but they still getting women. Why don't you talk to them? You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to me. Listen, find some guy in the real world who's actually a certain height. You don't think he getting play, but if he's still getting play, why don't you ask him? If you can't ask him, just observe him. If you're in a position to observe him. And one thing I found, just observing guys like that, they don't give a fuck. But see, I know that from living life. I know that from seeing that. I got plenty of friends. I say, except when I've been around some basketball players, I'm usually like one of the taller ones. So I would say 80% of the males I've known aren't taller than me, but they still getting the whole lot of that. Another high percentage of that, they getting women like crazy. In fact, I've met more dudes who were physically taller than me who weren't getting any women. But check it out though, right? They need to just shut up. If you ain't getting the women, shut up and listen and then apply. Don't get mad. Don't try to play that role of, oh, I know what I'm talking about. All you know is that you've been rejected. That's all you could talk about. You could talk about it, but then, like I said, you gotta have that mindset. You gotta apply what you're being taught. You know? Like when I talk about body game, that's just a powerful bait. And you still have to talk. You still got what I talked about earlier this week. You still got to practice your social skills. You got to get out there, because if this stuff ain't working for you, you need to look at yourself and figure out why. You need to figure out why. You know, it's not, don't get mad at somebody else who pointed out something. What's they doing for you? What's getting mad at me doing for you? Because I'm liberal with that block button. I'm very as liberal with that block button because it's a dojo, you know? In fact, and I've known tons of guys, they weren't perfect, you know, they ain't look like models. Shoot, in fact, knowing some models in real life, a lot of models don't get it like that. Only a small percentage be getting women like crazy. Hell, only about half of them even heterosexual. Well, I know that from experience. Well, worked at a modeling company. Used to vend at fashion shows. So, you know, the inexperienced man need to just shut up and learn what there is to learn. And apply the information, apply the knowledge, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for right now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.